Good evening. Now that you are aware of the structure of a blog, I will take you through the intricacies involved in creating its introduction. Remember that there are only 7 ways in which you can write an introduction to a SlideTeam blog. These must be detailed in extremely simple language yet crisp. The ideal introduction of a SlideTeam blog is between 250 to 300 words. Here are the 7 ways to start in no particular order with examples. Number 1. Questions. Example. Are you creating financial projections for your business? Do you feel intimidated by the task? Are you in need for the right tools to make financial projections? This kind of introduction has the reader hooked and convinces him that in the blog there will be answers to all these questions. So use it frequently. The second part of starting an introduction is quotes. These should be well known and from achievers in any field, particularly business. Make sure you include the individual's claim to fame. An example of this is, "There are no big problems, only a lot of little problems," said Henry Ford. Now after this quote based introduction, you can use numbers that shock, delight or surprise. Example. Research shows that 47% of the time people are not concentrating, which means that we are not here at least 50% of the time. On that note, I think you are present, so we'll move on to the next kind of introduction, analogies. These are important because they indicate that you have command over the subject. Example. In nature, diversity is the order of the day. Plants and even animals, they enjoy diversity and make sure they propagate it. This, however, is not true for businesses, and we want you to include analogies in your introduction to give us the flavor. The fifth kind of introduction to a blog is short stories. The only thing you need to keep in mind is that the word limit is a maximum of 60. Here is an example. A girl, all of 8, quarrels with her mother. Before sleeping, she puts up a sticky note near her mother's bed. "Please wake me up at 7 a.m. I have sports trials tomorrow." The next day, the girl wakes up at 9 a.m. to find a sticky note by her bedside that says, "It is 7 a.m. Wake up, your mother." So this is a good way in which you can arouse reader interest, but provided the word limit of the short story is as short as possible. Now we come to the 6th way to start an intro, which is simple, knowledgeable sentences. The caveat here is that ensure you get the facts right or your opinion is based on good knowledge. Use definitions as well. Example. Recruitment is the core competency of any company. It should never be outsourced. When done internally, you exercise greater control over information flow about your business. No one can pitch your company better than you. Now friends, we come to the last example of starting an intro, which is examples. The instruction here is frame your punch around real life events. It can be generic or business related. Illustration. In 2010, Microsoft and Nokia came together in a mergers and acquisition deal. Their partnership, worth $7.2 billion at the time, was heralded everywhere until both organizations developed cross-border cultural differences. The American and Finnish DNAs created conflicts and disagreements. Ultimately, the deal flopped.